Hey, moms.
Hey, daughters, we have a quote for you. One thing that distinguishes privilege from entitlement is gratitude.
One thing that distinguishes privilege from entitlement is gratitude. Whoa! I can't wait to go deeper into that. Welcome to the Juggle is Real,
A mom and daughter show
about parenting and mental health
for moms and teens.
for moms and teens.
Episode 13.
Episode 13. So we are embarking here in the holiday season. I feel so strongly about this episode, about teaching Sabrina. I guess I can say teaching, about just sharing with you a more meaningful way of looking at giving thanks, and that is gratitude. And before we do, I'd love to offer Sabrina some rapid fire questions if she is so willing to answer.
Sure.
Okay, here we go. If the turkey could talk, what would it say at the dinner table?
Gobble, gobble.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
Or don't eat me.
Don't eat your eat me. Don't eat me.
I don't eat the turkey then.
Yeah.
Permanent.
If you were a Thanksgiving side dish, what would you be and why?
Mashed potatoes. Or like, like the cut up apples.
Cut up apples?
Yeah, because I like those. Like the seasoned cinnamon.
Oh, the cinnamon. Okay, why?
Because it's yummy.
Because it's yummy. Okay, what's the one food you'd ban from the Thanksgiving table forever?
Turkey.
If you could swap the turkey for another main dish, what would it be?
Grilled chicken.
Okay. All right. So here it goes. If Thanksgiving had a theme song, what would it be?
The Charlie Brown. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
what is it? Like
Uh,
the one that's for everything?
Mhm.
Okay. I see that. That's such a good Thanksgiving
Mhm.
theme song. Okay, rank these pies. Pumpkin, pecan, and apple.
Apple's number one. I like both of them.
Pecan and pumpkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pecan's really sweet though.
Okay. One stays, one goes, one becomes a smoothie.
What?
Okay, one stays,
Mhm.
apple,
Yeah.
but one has to become a smoothie.
Ew.
Apple smoothie?
Oh, I thought you said like one of the other ones, not apple.
Well, I know that's the thing. So between pumpkin, pecan, and apple, what one would go?
Like in the smoothie or like leaf.
Yeah, it's leaving. Bye-bye. It's going to walk away with a turkey.
Probably pecan.
Okay, pecan leaves. Okay, so it's apple and pumpkin left. So which one stays and which one becomes a smoothie?
I'll keep the pumpkin and make the apple the smoothie.
I agree. I agree. But you could have left the pecan and made a pecan smoothie because the nuts are really good in smoothies. So, final question.
Mhm.
If you, and this is if you could,
Okay.
the two choices here. You make all of the dishes, the main dinner, the turkey and everything, or do you clean up all the dishes?
I would probably make.
You tell
I would probably make everything.
We're going to go back to this on gratitude, okay? Because she hates cleaning dishes, hates them.
Because I have to do it every day.
Please.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
So, what I'd love to do, and I think it's so perfect given, yes, the holiday season and something that happened today, is 3 levels of gratitude. And I love this, Sabrina, because why doing this show is so important is because I'm tired, you're tired, you had tournament all weekend, I'm post call again, and we could not have had this conversation where I can share with you a different way, perspective of learning gratitude, a way of looking at gratitude that really becomes super meaningful to you. We're going to go deep into gratitude, 3 levels of gratitude. And I think it's really apropos for what happened today because Sabrina was in a soccer tournament and they made it to what?
The final.
They made it to finals. And then what?
We lost.
You lost. And that's fine. I get it. She was actually a little sour before we started the show. And I honestly feel like the universe has her back. God has her back because it's so beautiful to be able to have this conversation. Because, yes, you can have those emotions as we know. And then how do we start to move and process out of these emotions, right? I'm just going to offer this. The reason why we started the show again is to hold ourselves accountable to having these conversations. And also, so I get to be able to share with Sabrina some of these lived experiences, wisdom that I've gained throughout, and what I've invested in my life coaching and spiritual teachings. And the holiday season here for me, as we grew up, it became a little bit more superficial in the sense that it's lost a lot of its meaning and
Mhm.
significance, right? So, yes, Thanksgiving is about giving thanks. It was the original foundation of it was this giving thanks of the abundance in the harvest, successful harvest. So they were celebrating the food, the pilgrims and the Native Americans. So there was a gratitude in the abundance, right? And
Mhm.
so gratitude can take on different meanings, and gratitude is a beautiful energy to be in. The energy has different frequencies and different vibrations, meaning that we can be a lot more generative when we think about gratitude in this way. And I really think it's going to take your holiday season this year into another level when you're going to learn these different levels of gratitude. And so, the very first level of gratitude that I want to share with you is called gratitude if and
When.
when. Gratitude if and when, right? And so gratitude if for today, let's just give this example today. Gratitude if you would have won your final. So Sabrina, if you've been watching this show, you know that Sabrina plays travel soccer and she's been injured, right? And in the dream, when I had you lay out what a successful year looked like for you, you had playing soccer and being really good at, and then something happened, you've been injured. So you've been playing a few
Mhm.
minutes, but Coach Amy's held you back for rehabbing you, right?
Mhm.
So they had a tournament this weekend and they made it to finals. And what was really cool yesterday is yesterday's game, over an hour away here in Virginia. That was fun as they went into overtime. And while they were playing this game, they didn't realize that the team that they lost to last week lost. You didn't realize that, right? And so when they got to play this overtime game and then you guys won, they were in the semifinals. They didn't realize that they were going to go to
The
the
finals.
finals right today. So there is a gratitude that is more of a knee jerk reaction, right? So gratitude when something happens and a gratitude if something happens. So a gratitude if making the finals, a gratitude if winning the finals. So it's all reactionary. The next level of gratitude is gratitude for.
Mhm.
It's a conditional kind of gratitude. It's a condition for a circumstance
Mhm.
too. So a gratitude for starting to be able to play again.
Mhm.
You have been rehabbing for that injury. So your gratitude for your health, gratitude for your team, gratitude for mom and dad driving you to Fredericksburg an hour away, gratitude for your teammates. It's gratitude for something.
Mhm.
It's conditional, still
Okay.
gratitude, right?
Mhm.
And so that's frequency and energy. They all have different ways of making you feel. That's energy.
Mhm.
It's better in the sense that it is an energy that flows higher than when and if something. Gratitude when and if you made the finals, right? Or now your gratitude for being able to play. Now, a more generative kind of gratitude is a gratitude in, a
Mhm.
gratitude in the lesson, right? In a lesson of not winning. What would that be?
What?
What?
Losing to
Let me take it a step back so you can actually just have a wider perspective because maybe in this moment you can't because she's actually really upset. It's gratitude if and when something and gratitude for something. Now, gratitude in something
Mhm.
is a different kind of gratitude because it's just a decision to always be grateful for something, right? So you're just deciding to be grateful. And that might sound not really like it's making sense. But for example, okay, so they lost. They lost today, right? So one of the things that you could be grateful in, what?
being able to be there and playing,
Yeah.
and then having the opportunity to
Can you
play.
are you believing this? Because 'Cause you're
Mhm,
kinda whispering. 'Cause I'm sad. 'Cause you can be sad. You can be sad, right? And I get it. Because okay, this is one of the things that I've learned, remember when I've taught you about your nervous system, is that
mhm,
sometimes within the moment, because she was pretty sour, she just lost today, so maybe that you're not feeling it yet. Okay, so let's go back to something that happened with your driver's permit, right?
mhm,
So you were grateful when and if you were going to pass,
mhm.
right? Okay.
Example,
And then you were grateful for
passing.
the exam. Okay. But then let's go back even further because you didn't pass the first time.
Mhm,
So something that you could be grateful in is perhaps the lesson, right? The lesson in having to study more, right?
mhm,
Um, Gratitude in actually passing the second time because you showed yourself a inner strength, confidence, a level of starting to be hopeful again, understanding that sometimes things don't always happen the first time,
mhm,
right? So it transforms gratitude in the sense that it's not condition based and it's not for something, but it's more of something that happens inside of you. It's an inner kind of gratitude, right?
mhm,
And so going back to that quote of one of the things that distinguishes privilege from entitlement is gratitude. And I don't know if you can feel that yet or understand that yet, but it's one of the things that I've always shared with you that I always worry about is you feeling a sense of entitlement to experiencing something. Because one of the things that, and if anybody listening now listened to last week's episode when we chatted with the other mom and daughter and we were talking about generational differences, I didn't have these kind of sports. I didn't even have travel sports, right? So this is a travel sport that costs money, right? It cost a lot of time and activity for mom and dad to do, right? And so when you can zoom out, get a different perspective, you learn to have a longer view of seeing things. So here's what's really funny because this is a perfect example again of looking at grateful. So if you're seeing this misstep here and of this disjointed sort of recording, it's because this is the Juggle is Real show, and we are recording at home, and our dogs just went bat shit crazy.
What did I think about that? What was it?
And they started barking, and I got really upset, right? So it's like I would be grateful for these dogs if they didn't bark, right? I don't know if you're going to get this
Mhm,
level of gratitude. Maybe later in life when you have kids, you'll see that. I'm just grateful in this time that I get to be able to share that with you, regardless of this dog barking and regardless of our show being disjointed, it has helped me witness myself not be in that gratitude. And that's super important, Sabrina, because it's like I can learn this stuff, right?
mhm,
But this kind of gratitude, it's a beingness. And I get it because I just showed it. I wasn't in that being in gratitude of being in this like reverence and awe of having these conversations. Like I could be grateful when and if our show is top downloaded, right?
mhm,
I can be grateful for us having this beautiful home, to have a recording, so called made up studio with you. Or I could just be grateful in the experience of learning from you. And it's a different and a deeper layer of gratitude. Does that make sense to you?
yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, here's how I want to end. Is I really am grateful for this opportunity to be able to share with you. I'm going to have Sabrina end with one final quote, and that is
Gratitude turns what we have. I can't read her handwriting. Gratitude turns what we have.
gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. As I'm saying, gratitude turns what we have into enough.
And more.
Enough and more, right? And there's just something that profoundly happens in just this way of thinking and feeling and being when you realize you're just really just in gratitude, just generative gratitude for what life has to offer, what life has experienced, right? And so
Mhm.
really just turns it into enough. It really is more than enough to be able to have this with you. And the last thing, well, two things. We have our first question, and I'm really grateful. Here, grateful for that. See, different kind of gratitude. I am grateful for that. And we are going to share that on our next episode. And that is from a young girl named Maddie who is in middle school. So that's going to be at our next episode. And the last thing I want to end with is please rate, review, subscribe. We are, yes, this is real and raw. The Juggle is Real show, helping moms, helping Gen Z daughters, obviously helping more, right? Because it's a middle
Mhm.
schooler, helping the Gen Alphas really learn how to navigate modern day living with more ease and more flow. So, thank you for being here. Happy Thanksgiving for everybody who is celebrating here in the US and just giving thanks, giving gratitude for anybody, all of you who are watching and being with us. See you next time.